Hello everyone, how are you doing today? My name is JTB and welcome to another video. And I know I haven't really made a video in a while. I feel like I probably disappear more than I make videos, but this is going to be something different. It's more like a channel update, another one. I do these all the time, it seems like. But basically, I haven't made a video in a good few months, and there's a reason why. I've been just thinking about this for a while. And I'm basically going to talk about all of it in this video, kind of go over what the future has in store with everything, kind of discuss things that I did before or that I was planning on doing before but I never did, or that I did do before and then stopped. And then we're also going to be talking about what's new stuff coming, and we'll just kind of see where it goes. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about are these video essays that I had plans of doing, like the theories and the explanations, which I did do a little before I disappeared the first time. I did the General Grievous backstory and the hot dog dance origin. Um, so those right out of the bat, I'm just going to say those are going to become, there's not going to be as many of them. There aren't any now, but any plans for those, that those are kind of having a slowdown, because making those is a huge um, amount of work time. So if you don't know how I make them, or how I think a lot of people make them, is the first thing I do is I go into Google Docs and I write an entire script. So when I don't just write little bullets. I write word for word exactly what I'm going to say in the exact order I want to say it, and I make it literally like a script. So I memorize the script sections at a time, and then once I have it down pat, what I do is I record myself in my room saying that stuff. That's what I did before when I you know did the other videos before the first time I disappeared. I did that. I made the script. I did research on said topic I was going to discuss, which also takes forever. And then after I write it, I record myself, and that takes a very long time just recording it. And then I go into my editing app, which now is WeVideo, but I used to use iMovie. But I go into my editing app and I basically listen to the entire video and I record it, cut for cut, kind of edit out thing where places get sloppy, make transitions a little more smooth, etc., etc. That takes up a huge chunk of my day, and we'll talk about that more when we get to the next section. But um, if you don't know, I am, and you can, I believe everyone who subscribes to me knows me, and you can just tell by my voice. I'm not. I am. I'm in high school, so I really have a lot of free time in the summer, and that's about it. I remember last year it was chaotic, and that's why I disappeared. All through eighth grade as well. But I I don't have a lot of free time um, when school starts. So I don't have the time to sit down and make an entire script, shoot the video, and edit it. Just because of how many things I'm part of, and now with I'm in my school's marching band, and now with COVID and everything, everything's been kind of delayed. So when we do go back, it's just going to be like it's going to be insane. You're going to have twice the amount of. My school is planning on doing this thing where you only take half of your classes, one half of the year. So that means that part of the year, I'm going to have two times the amount of work in those specific classes than I would if the schedule was normal. So schoolwork is going to be probably chaotic, and I just don't have the time to do these things. So um, and also with right now, even though it's still summertime, um, I am I am fine admitting that I haven't really done my summer project yet that my grade is required to do, and I have to write that still. I have no motivation to do any of that. But when I look at this thing, and with school coming, when I'm faced with a choice between doing an assignment for school or a video essay for YouTube, I have to choose assignment any day, because that's school. I have to get that done if I want to graduate, etc. I have to do specifically. I have to do the schoolwork before I do the video stuff, and um, that gives me less time to do video stuff. So that's why doing a project like a video essay that takes such a long time, I just don't have the time and luxury to do anymore. So what I'm saying is, I'm not saying necessarily those are going to be over. I still have a lot planned. Um, Do I have dates when I want to get them out by? No, but I have a list in my notes app on my phone of a bunch of ideas of stuff that I want to do, and not just not theories or stuff. It's like stuff kind of explaining. One of them I was working on was kind of the entire origins of Splash Mountain and Song of the South, which a lot of people have never heard of. It's this controversial Disney movie, but I'm not getting into that right now. But I have these. I have a notes doc in my notes app on my phone of basically a bunch of stuff written down of stuff I want to get around to doing sometime in my life, and I will get around to those eventually. Hopefully, who knows what this school year looks like? But yeah, it's kind of crazy with everything going on now. So that's pretty much all it is for the video essays. So the next thing I want to talk about is finding the light, which was the podcast I started, and the first thing I want to do is just thank everyone who watched those for the amount of support. I I legitimately didn't think it would do as good as it did. So many people listen to them. I remember every week I'm trying to make a new episode, and every time when I did the Q&A stuff, so many people asked questions, and I got to the point where I had to cut them out. There were just so many, and I did not expect that to happen. I didn't think, you know, anyone would ask any questions, but I did get enough, and I got to do these to interview a bunch of different people that I know, and they were the most viewed. I got more views on those than I had subscribers, which means that there were a lot of external people coming in to listen to those, and those were long. So I just want to thank everyone for the support with that, and kind of explain why I stopped when in the last segment how I was talking about how how long it takes to create a video, and these episodes were the reason why I took a break, this summer break from YouTube, essentially, because, um, like I said, these episodes were long. So every single week, what I had to do was reach out to the guest, and this might not seem that hard, but believe me, it got difficult. But you had to reach out to the guest to find a day that they were free, and you know sometimes if you want to get a video out by a day, which I did, I always had them out, I think, by like Sunday. um you have to find a day before that to schedule, and sometimes the only day you can do is like Friday or Saturday. So what would happen was we'd record, and that would be like a good hour, and that's not at all the stressful part. That was super easy to record, super fun to talk to all these people that I had never seen since March. So being able to talk to all these people that I hadn't seen in forever and kind of connect with them and discuss interests that we share and kind of discuss ways to occupy yourself during quarantine was super amazing. That was a huge opportunity that I loved. Um, but what happened was, as those videos were super long, and basically, like I said, when I make a video, I go into the very beginning of it and I listen to the entire thing, because you never know when you slip up, or especially with those, with Zoom, which is the app I use to communicate with whoever was on the other side of the podcast. Sometimes their audio or sometimes the Wi-Fi connection would just get a little weird, and like they would go out and then come back in, or it would glitch. And we actually made fun of that in that blooper reel we made of the Clone Wars one, which is go check that out. That's full of the blooper reel, the video. It's super fun if you're into Clone Wars and stuff. But the audio of would cut in and cut out, and sometimes I wouldn't notice it until I listened to it. So I went back, and I basically, what I did every single time I made a new video was I listened to the entire thing and polished it. Well, like I said, those videos are long, and listening to the entire thing and editing it always burnt me out. One day, I spent an entire afternoon, I think from like 12 o'clock to 5 o'clock, editing one video, just one video. It took me 5 hours to edit one video, which was insane. And I was burnt out after. And I think that might have been the last one I did, or maybe it was the second to last. I don't know. I think it was the Clone Wars one. That one took me forever, but I absolutely loved that episode. But um, anyway, the point is, it takes me super long to do that, and it burnt me out, which is why I stopped. Now, what actually gotten messages of recently from friends, and people that just listen to it. One person reached out to me who um, doesn't even go to my school anymore. The last time I saw him was super, super long ago. And he asked me, you know, what happened to finding the light? And I said, well, I explained how I was burnt out, but um, you lately I've been getting messages from people, or just it's come up in discussions with my friends. Sometimes like, what's the deal? Why did you stop? Are you coming back? And there are people, the people want me. There are certain people that want me. They're like, oh yeah, you should keep going. And that was super surprising to me as well. I stopped. I didn't think anyone would notice, but um, there are people noticing. So um, if you want if you want me to continue doing those, you can comment, or I'm probably going to put up a poll on Instagram, which JTB the Jedi. You can check that out on Instagram. It'll probably be in my story somewhere. But if I get enough votes, then I will bring it back. Even though it did burn me out, I think it would be a nice way for me to come back. Um, it was super fun to talk to people, and this, because of America's numbers, it doesn't seem like this virus is going away anytime soon. So there will still be quarantine, blah 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 blah. And one thing I also was thinking of was maybe not necessarily continuing it in the way that I did. So, like I said, finding all these different guests. What happens is, you know, what happens when I run out of volunteers, or et cetera, et cetera. So one thing I was thinking of doing is I still have to find someone to do it with me, but if I did like a co-host type thing where it's just two people, that doesn't change. The two people doesn't change, and I can discuss movies or television to kind of keep that movie portion I'm losing from not doing video essays, trying to keep that in the mix of my YouTube channel, because that is a huge passion of mine, is movies and TV. So, if I had a co-host and, we just kind of discussed movies, TV, and maybe we went over stuff like, what do you do in quarantine, or kind of talking about our experiences in quarantine more, not just movies and TV. So I kind of can, expand to this audience who watched Finding the Light for, the advice and stuff, and still doing Q&As. So I think that might be what ends up happening, kind of like a hybrid movie, TV, and advice thing. So kind of one host, one co-host, but I don't know. It's up to you guys. Like I said, there'll be a poll on Insta, and if that poll gets enough, you know, votes yes, or if the comments are filled with yes, then I will also introduce something like, okay, what do you want me? What do you want it to come back as? So I'm interested to see what happens. If you guys want it to come back, then it'll come back. That's all I'm going to say. So, but I really do want to thank everyone again for this support of not only when I made the videos, but after. So if I get enough people, then it'll come back. So the next thing I want to talk about is Lego. So I know when I did the last channel update, I said I wasn't going to do that anymore, just because I really wanted to get into those video essays and the podcast, but that changed, and I'll tell you why. So you know, looking at time management, looking at what I have time to do with everything that's about to happen with school and everything, Lego, making a Lego video, no, it's still a lot of work, and it still takes a good amount of time. However, I have more time to do that, and it's easier to do that than it is to do, let's say, a podcast or a video essay, because with the video essay, you know, I need a script. With Lego videos, you don't need a script. It's just, I always go into those, and most people do. Just no idea what you're gonna say. You just go into it and you wing it, and that's how I did it. That's how a lot of people do it. So that automatically takes out a huge chunk of time when you're making a Lego review. And looking at it, it's one of my passions. It's something that a lot of people I know do it. And there's a lot of great YouTubers out there who literally all they do is review Lego, and it's something that I really want to try again. And I actually already have stuff planned for this week. I pre-ordered some stuff. and I ordered some stuff earlier in the week. That way it'll come by, I believe, tomorrow. That way I can get reviews out. So one of the big, really, what's coming soon is the Lego introduced a new Super Mario theme, which, if you're unfamiliar with, it's a huge revolution in my opinion for Lego, because it's completely different in the fact that it's an electronic system with a kind of gameplay aspect to it. So, I've always been a fan of Super Mario to begin with, so to get that in Lego is a dream come true. Um, and the way it works is basically Lego Mario himself is not a minifigure. I'm going to have a picture up right now of the Lego Mario system, and he himself is not, compared to a regular minifigure, he's a lot bigger. Um, and he's not a minifigure. However, he still fits within that system, and I'll get in more to that when I get the when I get that set. But he is a lot, it's a different type of thing, and it's completely electronic. So you can actually physically play with Mario and build your own levels. And if you like jump on top of a Goomba, it reads something and it knows that you hit a Goomba, and it'll make a little sound effect and it'll give you a coin. And basically, it's like you can make your own Mario levels and you can play your own Mario levels. So it's a super cool concept that some people don't like it. I personally love it. I think it's super awesome. And I am so excited to review that set. That review will come very soon. So that's planned for this week. I also ordered other stuff, all Mario, but that doesn't have a necessary like a date of shipping yet. But I know it's gonna come hopefully in the stuff that wasn't back ordered, at least, should be here within the next 5 days or so. So I'm super excited to do that, and that, like I said, that stuff is planned for later this week. So the review for that set should be out probably. I'm just gonna say by the end of this week because I don't want to make any promises, but I know it ships tomorrow. I'll build it and then I'll record the video, etc. So that's the plan with Lego. I'm doing that again. So that's about it for this video. I hope you enjoyed this update of what's happening in the future. And one thing I do want to mention real quickly is that I am on Instagram as well, as I said earlier, and that has become kind of like it's primarily a movie account. So I do reviews there. I post clips of movies, birthday posts for movie stars, and basically all this stuff revolving around movies. So if you're into that, please go on ahead and give that a follow. I would highly appreciate that, and I'm probably going to be a lot more active there than I am on YouTube, because that is my thing. This is something I'm going to do on the side, but that is like my thing. That's all those reviews. It's what I spend a majority of my free time doing. So yeah, you go follow that at JTB_the_Jedi. That would be awesome. So in regards to YouTube, I hope you're excited for the future with the return of Lego and all the other stuff I have planned. So you can like I said, keep an eye out for the Lego Mario stuff within the next few days. I should have that all up by the end of the week. And finally, if you want Finding the Light to return, or a podcast to return in any form, you can comment in this, or I'll put a poll up on my Instagram within the next few hours. Probably it'll be somewhere. But if you comment, I'll see it for sure. And if you do have ideas for like other stuff that's not necessarily what I did before, drop those as well. I'm open to ideas and stuff. It's when it's all said and done, that is going to be what you guys want. All the support I got from that, you guys, whatever you guys want, it's probably what's gonna happen. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.